And what would you say is the most important thing if I want to make a living on day trading? Ooh, that is a loaded question. Holy moly. The most important thing if you want to make day trading a living is to don't make it your only source of income. Chat, I can't stress that enough, bro. Do not let day trading be your only source of income if you are not making a ton of money from trading. Like that's it. Like that's the sauce. You know why? Because when it is your only source of income, you start to get a little bit more emotional, right? You have a little bit more of an emotional attachment to your trading. And when you have a red day, right? When you have a red day and it's your only source of income, you start to freak out a little bit because you just had a big red day and you're not making any money. This is your only source of income. And now you're figuring out ways to try to dig out of it, get the red day back so you can get back on track with making money so you can even pay your bills or put food on the table, right? Do not. That's the most important thing. Do not make trading your only source of income. You can make it a main source of income. That's a different story. You can make trading a main source of income, but do not have it be your only source of income because you're going to get emotionally affected by losses and you're going to make terrible decisions that way. What's the best way to overcome loss aversion? I'm so afraid of taking losses. I often get out before my stop loss is even close. Or if I'm red and it goes back to break even, I get out right away. Two things here. One, it is your confidence levels are shot, right? You have to figure out a way to get your confidence levels back. And the best way to do that is by taking small winning trades, right? Wait for a good setup. Now, make sure you have a setup in mind. Know what you're looking for, but take the setups that you would normally take and then have them be small winning trades, right? Because that is going to help you gain your confidence back because you're putting green on the board on what you would normally say is a setup for you, right? So anytime someone's, and I say this for anybody that is even taking loss after loss after loss, take small winning trades, right? Take what you would normally see as a setup, maybe take it on smaller size or same size, just smaller points or whatever. And do that over and over and over again until you have built your confidence back up in your trading and you feel good taking the setups. A lot of times people get out of positions too early, or if it goes red, you know, they kill when it gets back to break even because they have zero confidence in their trades. And it sounds like that's what you have. Confidence is everything. So do what you have to build confidence in your trading. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, is by taking your same exact setups, but just taking small green trades. What's your profit goal per day on your 25K account? So I don't like to limit myself to a profit goal on my 25K account. And the reason being is because I have a little bit more flexibility in trading my cash account, whereas I can let things run as long as I want them to, right? So for example, I can take, 10 micros long on a trade. Well, I can gain 20 points out of that, which would be $400, right? On 10 micros. And I could take 5 micros off and then set them to break even and let the final 5 micros run. And so I don't like to limit myself to a profit target because I think it feels too limiting. I feel like I can, on my cash account, I can really let that thing go and scale it in terms of, it being my own cash and allowing myself to ride the market more. So it's easier to do that in a cash account than it is a prop account, right? Because you do have all the rules and limitations, but in a cash account, you don't have those. And so you can, when you get into a winning trade, I don't have to worry about consistency rules. I don't have to worry about intraday drawdown. I don't have to worry about any of that. And so I can just let it go. Now, what I do limit myself on is the amount of opportunities that I see. Right. I think there's a big difference in there, right? There's a difference in having a profit target and how many opportunities that you think you should take, right? That's where I limit myself. I don't like taking more than 4 trades. If I take more than 4 trades, I'm over trading. And as you guys saw on my stats, I've over traded a lot this month, right? Anything more than 4 trades, I'm definitely over trading. So really, just to put it in simple terms, I don't have a profit target that I go for. I just have a max number of trades that I want to take. Protecting profits is the only way to survive in this market, chat. If you are not protecting your profits, you are not protecting your account. The job of a day trader is to protect profits at absolute all costs. That is in the job description. When you sign up to be a day trader, That is in the absolute job description of becoming a trader, is protect profits at all costs. We are risk managers. That is our title. If you can't protect profits, you will lose them. You will go to zero. You will lose the accounts. Capital management is absolutely key. This is where prop firms are really good for you, right? I want to be very clear on this too. Prop firms are not for you to have a career in, all right? Prop firms are not for you to have a career. Prop firms are designed for you to get into the market at a low barrier of entry, of cost, and learn the discipline to actually trade the markets, right? And at the same time, have the option and ability to take a payout if you want, right? That's why prop firms are here. That's how everybody should be using prop firms, is getting in the markets at a low cost of entry, right? And learning the discipline, learning what it means to follow guided rules. Even though some prop firms are stricter than others, you still have a structure that you have to follow, and it's instilling those habits into you as a trader. Okay. So then those habits that you learn from prop firms, when you start trading a cash account, you can then take those habits and put them into your personal account as well, right? And that will help you grow your personal account. Granted, you have more flexibility, and you obviously you still have to have the discipline that you had in a prop firm account, but you have more flexibility with the discipline that was instilled into you with prop firms, right? And so that's how everybody should use prop firms, in my opinion. It shouldn't be for a career. It should be make some money while you're learning trading, while you're learning the discipline. Take that money, put it in a cash account, and go run with it. Suggestions for holding runners. That's a good question, because everybody holds runners differently. My personal experience with holding a runner, and I think the best way that I do it for myself is just trail the profits, right? When you say, if I get into 10 micros and I'm up 20 points, 30 points, whatever, and I scale out of 5 and leaving 5 runners, what I'll do is I'll trail my profit, my stop loss into profit. That way I at least lock some in on that final 5. And as price continues to go up, I may actually trim back my position, taking maybe 3 off, right? Taking profits on 3 more contracts, leaving 2 runners, chilling my final 2 runner stop loss up into even more profit. That way I'm continuing locking in, right? It's all about continuing to lock in, like lock in profits, chat. That's the goal. That's what you got to do. So when you're holding those runners, like don't be afraid to trail and let it stop you out. It's okay if it pulls back and stops you out and keeps going. You still locked in profit, and that's the only thing that matters. Nobody ever regretted locking in profits, chat. Nobody. The thing with prop firms, and like I said, I still trade with prop. I trade with Tradify. The only thing there is like the $1,000 green day is not a true $1,000 green day, right? It's not your money. It's only your money if you get to a payout, right? And so that's why I always encourage people to take the prop firm payouts, right? Take the prop firm payouts and put it in a personal account. That way, when you do have a $1,000 green day, that is your actual $1,000 green day that you can pull out and do whatever you want with. That's the benefit of it, right? And so that's why I trade cash account along with prop. It's because I can take that out if I want to.